few streams. So I'm gonna try to be as short as possible. I don't want to dive too deep in this. I got a lot of work to get done. Got to do a lot of streams today. So with that being said, all right. So now, in case you guys don't know by now, everybody is in an uproar based off what happened in the Olympics, where you have allegedly a not genetically born woman competing in the female boxing uh, in the Olympics, and this person's name is Armani Khalif, if I'm not mistaken. So basically, what's going on? She had a fight with a person by the name of Angela Cabrini, if I'm not mistaken, who, by the way, I'll speak about that later on, was offered a contract by Jake Paul. Now, conflicting reports, and the Olympic Committee is saying that, well, basically, this isn't a transgender issue. But this whole thing, but this whole thing is really weird, and the Olympic Committee is just not doing their job. They don't want to specify whether they have um, whether they have conclusive evidence. They're just saying for years they competed as women. But here's the thing: are there actually genetically born women? My thing is, where are the birth certificates? Where are the so-called parents? Where is the proof that they were born females? Because that seems to be the dispute now. Now people are saying, well, this isn't a transgender situation, but the two people that are competing both failed gender identification tests, and I did my research, proper research, and the people on the Olympic Committee, they're not being transparent. uh, get it? They're not being transparent about what's going on. So I'm doing my proper research. So until I have conclusive evidence that they were born women, I'm just gonna say they're women in question. You know, but the Olympic Committee, they're not giving us the answers that we want. They just said, well, they competed as women years back. But my question is, okay, have they been pretending to be women when they are genetically born men? And I've seen pictures of both of them. One of them is Asian, and this other one is from Algeria. So there is a question mark. Keep in mind, people from foreign countries, they can hide their identification a lot better than somebody born in the States. It wouldn't be that hard if there were somebody born in the States, but they're not born in the States. So it could be a little difficult, sort of like what was going on with a lot of those Cuban baseball players, where there was a question of how old they really were. And keep in mind, there was that Latin baseball player that turned out to be far older than what he really was, competing in like little league baseball or something like that. That was a few years ago. I briefly remember that story, but they're not telling us everything we need to know. And first of all, if it's in fact true that these are not genetically born women, then that's a problem. They should be stripped, and to a certain degree they should be punished, and shame on the Olympic Committee. And I don't blame Oscar De La Hoya for coming out and saying, hey, this is not cool. At the end of the day, that person, I saw that person. And okay, here's the thing: let's take out the fact, okay, let's just say this is a genetically born female. Now we got an issue of them taking male testosterone. So to me, that should be a form of cheating. So much for Olympic style testing. That just goes to show you that Olympic style testing got a lot of questions now. So let's just say that they are genetically born women. So now we got a question of, should they be allowed to take male testosterone? Because that's like giving them what you would call somewhat of a strength advantage. Kind of like that's what a lot of females take when they're transitioning. So do we have a genetically born female transitioning into a man by taking male hormones? Because keep in mind, these two people in question failed a gender identification test because I guess they were going to compete in another competition and they failed. So, and then people been questioning the this particular Olympics to begin with. People didn't like the opening ceremonies. People thought that they were a bit, some of the ceremonies going on was a big satanic. So they've been a lot of complaints about the Paris Olympics. So that's why guys like me, Town Bendit Sports and Entertainment, is running a proper investigation. So I'm doing my research. I'm on the job, you guys. I'm doing my research, as they say. When people say you need to do your research, well, I'm doing my research. I'm telling you what I found out. I'm telling you what's being reported. I'm not satisfied with the answer the Olympic Committee gave me. They're just saying, well, this isn't a transgender issue, but they're saying that, well, they competed as women before. But the question is, are they genetically born women? It doesn't matter whether they competed as women before. The question is, are they pretending to be women? And if they are genetically born women and they're taking male testosterone hormones, that's still a form of cheating to me. And they shouldn't be allowed to compete. We got to stop this foolishness, okay? Because at the end of the day, that still should be considered performance enhancing. That should qualify under performance enhancing. Basically, this Angelina Cabrini person, after 46 seconds, said enough is enough. Said the punches were doing too much. They saying that the lady got hit so hard that they saw blood at her shorts, at the bottom of her shorts. So you know what that means? They saying that she got hit so hard to where she might have possibly had a a cycle, caused the lady to go on her cycle. So we need to look into this and we need a better explanation. Are they doing research, proper research on these people? Or are they just letting anybody compete because they say they're a woman? So if they failed gender identification test last year, but they were allowed to compete this year, then okay, we need answers. So what's going on? Are they genetically born women or not? Because at the end of the day, if they are, here's two things that I got a problem with. It's wrong either way. If they are genetically born women and they are taking male testosterone hormones, that's still a form of cheating to me. And if they are genetically born men, then that's definitely cheating. Because at the end of the day, we got to draw a line in the sand on this stuff. What's it going to take? Somebody actually getting killed? I see in boxing that they just don't take steroid use in PEDs serious. You mean to tell me that you found male testosterone levels in this person's blood and urine samples? You found this in their system and you still allowed them to compete? Are you kidding me? What the hell are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing? That's all I'm asking. What the hell are we doing? You know? And I appalled, you know what I'm saying? I applaud everybody that's standing up and speaking against this, because at the end of the day, we got to stop being scared to speak on stuff that we know is wrong because we're worried about backlash and so-called quote unquote being canceled. Well, like I said, you can't cancel me because I never subscribed. I'm gonna say this once and I'm gonna say this again. I have nothing against transgender people. I have nothing against the alphabet community. But here's the thing: the same, you have the change of lane, then you have the lane to get off the freeway. Everybody have their lanes, and that's real talk. I see they playing with me, but that's okay. That's okay. I see they playing with me. So, at the end of the day, they need to run a proper investigation. And I mean, they really need to nip this in the bud. They really need to see what's going on with this. They need to check these people's background as far as birth go. They need to look for birth certificates. They need to find these people's parents. They need to run a proper investigation and see what's going on with this. Because either way, this is a big problem. Anyway, this is your boy. I'm out.